In the last verse of chapter 2, Isaiah said, "Cease ye from man, whose breath is in his nostrils, for wherein is he to be accounted of?" That question, wherein is man to be accounted of, is answered at the beginning of chapter 3. "For behold, the Lord of hosts, doth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water." Man is not of much account, because nearly everything he depends on will be taken away from him soon, very soon. As a continuation of Isaiah's timeline, this prophecy is significant for us in the last days. The Lord will take away from his covenant people the whole supply of bread and the whole supply of water. And the Lord will do this through the great shakings of the earth. These shakings will certainly include political and military convulsions, but as we will see, they also include terrible earthquakes that will literally cut off all supplies of food and water. These earthquakes will destroy entire cities, including roads, water mains, power lines, gas lines, and communications. These will be among the most severe earthquakes ever known. Speaking of this, Isaiah says, "Therefore the anger of Jehovah is kindled against his people. He draws back his hand against them. The mountains quake, and their corpses lie like litter about the streets. The earth shall be crushed and rent. The earth shall break up and cave in. The earth shall convulse and lurch. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard and sway back and forth." This will be a literal breaking down of the earth, as the Lord said through Joseph Smith, "For after your testimony cometh a testimony of earthquakes, that shall cause groanings in the midst of her, and men shall fall upon the ground and shall not be able to stand." With all infrastructure destroyed, food will vanish, fresh water will stop flowing, and people will be on their own. But look at that first sentence again. It doesn't end with food and water being taken away. It goes on for 2 more verses and includes a list of leaders who will also be taken away. Because of these earthquakes, the mighty man or soldiers and heroes will also disappear. Judges and wise men will go missing. Even the prophet and elders seem to vanish. And where do they go? John has at least part of the answer. "And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains." As Isaiah said, "And they shall go into the holes of the rocks, and into the caves of the earth, when he ariseth to shake terribly the earth." It appears that many of these leaders have themselves gone into hiding. But of course, we also know that many of the righteous will be led away early to places of sanctuary, as we will see in the next chapter. Now, remember, there will be virtually no communication or transportation at this time. The people, my people, God calls them, will be on their own. If they don't have their own water, they'll be parched with thirst by that first night. If they don't have their own food, they'll be hungry by morning. And what happens then? Chaos, anarchy, violence. Isaiah says that babes shall rule over them. This means young people. Youths, with their greater physical energy, will begin to impose their will on older people. As we see in verses 4 and 5, these youths will oppress their elders, no doubt stealing their supplies. There will be no police to enforce the law, and no soldiers or National Guard to restore order. People will then begin gathering into family clans for protection. Isaiah says that a man shall take hold of his brother, saying, "Thou hast clothing, be thou our ruler, and let this ruin be under thy hand." But the brother will say, "In my house is neither bread nor clothing. Make me not a ruler of the people." Basically, those without are begging those who have for food. But those who have are denying that they have anything. As time goes on, however, families will gather together for survival, hoping that their greater numbers will help them find food and protect them from marauding gangs. Those who have lived in abundance throughout their lives will be astonished at how far they have fallen. As the Lord said, "For the day of the Lord of hosts shall be upon every one that is proud and lofty, and upon every one that is lifted up, and he shall be brought low." Yes, they shall be brought low, And with resources disappearing and civil unrest increasing, many people will quickly devolve into violence and warfare. And as we shall see, these internecine wars will absolutely devastate the daughters of Zion and will kill their men. Again, why is all this happening? The Lord gives the answer. For Jerusalem is ruined and Judah is fallen because their tongue and their doings are against the Lord. This is happening because the majority of the Lord's people have refused to repent and change their ways. We'll see much more of this next time. I'm Curtis Taylor with the Words of Isaiah.